As I said, it's like an earthquake.
He didn't tell him.
No, he didn't.
Can you guys see him?
They're into view. That's one stinky pony, and time flies in front. Right there in third is Frisky Business. The two on the front are Time Flies and one stinky pony. They get to the top of the stretch. Time Flies and one stinky pony are in a duel on the front end. Frisky Business is next, followed by Shenandoah and Supernova and Sonic Boom. Down the stretch they come. One stinky pony and Time Flies. One stinky pony and Time Flies. It's one stinky pony by a half length. Frisky Business is next. Sonic Boom and Shenandoah Supernova. Next we have Ninja Scout. We've got Laffy Taffy. Seashell, Laffy Taffy, and Carousel, Anna, and Frisky.
He loves to run, so it's not that hard. All I gotta do is tell him to keep going.
And you can't use a stick?
Nope. I'm in for the point, so I'm not going to use a stick. And the stick doesn't really do anything with him. All it does is tell him that he better behave.
They're off. Out quickly was Strawberry.
Still didn't give us the first two, but
They're into view. That's still Strawberry with a big advantage. Into sight. Strawberry now off course. Everybody's following Strawberry. So I'm going to give you a call. It's Strawberry and Super Sally, last time to shine. Strawberry still maintains an advantage. Minnie Pearl trying to get there. Now Minnie Pearl has taken up the lead. Last time to shine now has grabbed it. Super Sally. Last time to shine by about 3. Super Sally's next to Minnie Pearl. Last time to shine. Super Sally, Minnie Pearl, Strawberry. Here comes Mookie Monster in a late run by Bear With Me, followed by Dynamite, Missy, Eeyore, and Cheshire.
You sure? Go on, let's go. Come on, Granddaddy, Grandma, get in here.
Get behind, get behind, get behind.
Behind the winner. Get behind.
Behind the winner.
Okay. We need Taffy in here. Hey, over here. Well done, Audrey. Well done.
So you didn't think you were gonna, hang on, he's talking. You didn't think you were gonna win, and then what?
And then Well, I don't really know.
Well, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone that fast before?
No.
Were you scared?
No.
No?
They're off. Glen Haven Echo out to the early lead. Carousel Anna down on the inside. Carousel Anna, Willie, Flicker, Glen Haven Echo, good as gold. We had a faller, that was Lover's Lodge Snow White, but coming up quickly down the middle of the track, that's number 4, Pepper.
Yeah, that's according to SA rules. You're not allowed to do that.
This isn't an essay. This is.
So, were you scared?
No.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
What's your name?
Natalie.
Natalie. Congratulations, Natalie.
They're in line. They're off. First at the first is Voller Nui, undignified right there. Arm Brad about 6 back, 2 more, and the Eagle Flies in Great Halo.
That was a good job to start.
Up along the backside. That's undignified now in front. Voller Barnui next, about 8 back to Arm Brat. And the Eagle Flies in Great Halo. They come to the third fence, that's undignified in front. Voller Barnui next over. Arm Brat and the Eagle Flies in Great Halo. They come into view, that's Conrad Summers and undignified in front. James Slater and Voller Nui is next. And the Eagle Flies now moves into third, followed by Arm Brat and Great Halo. They make this turn and head out into the country. That's undignified in front, make it 10 lengths. Back to Voller Nui, about 3 more. To end the Eagle Flies, another 2 to Arm Brat and 2 more to Great Halo.
You need us to move?
Just a little.
I don't know if I can get back there. You know, we have somebody.
Okay.
Thanks. Can you? I'll do that.
That's undignified. Probably by about 15 to 20 now. Voller Nui next. And the Eagle Flies, Great Halo, and Armed Brat. Up at the far bend, that's undignified. It's got to be at least 20 now. Over Voller Nui and the Eagle Flies. 2 more back to Great Halo, another 2 to Armed Brat.
Yeah, these two.
It's over. Barney's over.
Undignified, way up the far end by 25. Voller Nui heads apart, and the Eagle Flies and Great Halo. Down the back side, Conrad Summers and undignified by 30. Voller Nui next. Undignified over that one. Voller Nui, Great Halo, and the Eagle Flies and Armed Brat. They come through the gap, that's undignified. At least 30 in front. Voller Nui and the Eagle Flies, Great Halo, and Armed Brat. You could throw a net over those last 4, but undignified has opened up a considerable lead. There's Undignified into view. He's going to be crossing the driveway. He's definitely going to be 30. It's probably 40 in front. Voller Barnwee and the Eagle flies, and there goes Armbrat with a move up the inside. At this next, that's Undignified. He's over. Armbrat has moved into second, and the Eagle flies, and Voller Barnwee jump heads apart, followed by Great Halo at the stone wall. That's Undignified. It's only about 20 now, and the Eagle flies, moves up on his inside with Voller Barnwee. Armbrat and Great Halo, they come to the first fence for the last time. Undignified showing the way, trying to make it 2 in a row in the Delaware Valley. He's over that fence. His lead is probably about 15 lengths now over, and the Eagle flies and Voller Barnwee. Next is Great Halo, followed by Armbrat. He's got 4 to go on the front end. Undignified and Conrad Summers. Still about 20 on top. He's over that fence. He's got 3 to go and a 20 length advantage over Voller Barnwee. No, that's, and the Eagle flies in second. In a second, you'll have Undignified at the second to last. His lead probably 15 lengths when he gets there. Undignified on in front, and the Eagle flies is second, but they're going to really have to rock to catch Undignified. Undignified and Conrad Summers just have to make it over this last fence to make it 2 in a row in the Delaware Valley. Great Halo has now moved into second, but that is Conrad Summers and Undignified in hand at the wire. Great Halo a faller at the last. Armbrat's in second.
Nice horse. Nice horse.
Voller Barnwee and the Eagle flies.
Judges stand. Dr. Chris Lyons to the judges stand.
That's a secret.
That was the fastest.
Yeah. I got to give my wife a tons of credit because she's like the chief nutritionist, you know, and she worries over these horses phenomenally, and she's really in charge of feeding them. But I don't want to give any of her secrets away because it obviously works.
Super duper stuff.
That like usually the rabbit tires.
Yeah, you're right.
And wire to wire.
Yeah, well, it's just like last week. You know, I kind of knew that he had quite a bit in him. I was a little nervous going into this race. Obviously, you know, Billy's in there, and he's got some good horses. It's a little different story and the bigger fences and all that, but he really answered the challenge.
Are you going to take him on and go sanctioned?
Well, you know, that's in an ideal world, yeah. But we got to take it day by day, see how he looks on Monday, see how he feels. I mean, I'd love to be able to take him down to Maryland, run him down there. But he shows he can do the big fences, I guess. So.
They're off. They move to the first fence. That's Any Key in front. Any Key followed by Idolmaker, Window of Hope, and Faction. Faction now moves into third. But that's Any Key in front. He's by about 3 or 4 lengths over Idolmaker. Then it's another 3 or 4 back to Faction and Window of Hope. That's any key by about 6 over Idolmaker, 4 back to Window of Hope, and right on his inside is Faction. They move on down to the 4th fence. That's any key in front. Idolmaker's next over, followed by Window of Hope and Faction. They come into view. That's any key, showing the way. Idolmaker next, Faction, and Window of Hope. They turn and make their way out into the country, any key, on top. Probably by about 8 lengths. Idolmaker's next, Faction, and Window of Hope. Any key shows the way as they approach this next fence. He's over. Idolmaker was next over, followed by Faction and Window of Hope. Any key in front by probably 10 lengths. Idolmaker's next, 2 back to Faction and 1 to Window of Hope. They turn and make their way up the back side, any key in front. Idolmaker's next. Any key by about 8. Idolmaker and Faction, Window of Hope right there together in 2nd and 3rd, and Faction. Down along the woods, any key and Billy Meister have opened up about 10. Window of Hope is next. Right there on his heels is Idolmaker, followed by Faction. As they go through our one window of opportunity to see him, that was any key. Window of Hope. Idolmaker and Faction. Back into view, any key. His lead now is only about 6. Window of Hope running like gangbusters there in 2nd. They've opened up about 40 on Idolmaker and Faction. They come to this next fence. Any key fair first. Window of Hope's right there with him. Any key's lead is only about 3 lengths right now. Window of Hope, 40 back to Idolmaker, jumping sticky there. As they over the stone wall, any key with a big fence. Window of Hope. It's a race between those 2 horses right now. Faction is now taken over 3rd, followed by Idolmaker.
4-horse race, right?
They have 5 fences to go. Any key and Window of Hope. Any key by about 4. Window of Hope next. It's a long way back to Faction and Idolmaker. Any key, Window of Hope trying to get there. Any key's lead is only about 2 over Window of Hope. They got 3 fences to go. Window of Hope trying to make up ground on any key. Any key's going to get to this 3rd to last first, but Window of Hope is really trying to get there. It's a long way back to the other 2. Any key now by about 1 over Window of Hope. They've got 2 to go. They come to the second to last. It's still Any Key followed by Window of Hope. Any Key first over. He's got about a 2-length advantage with 1 fence to go. Any Key in front. It looks like he's opening up again. Billy Meister and Any Key with 1 fence to go. Window of Hope trying to get there. Any Key on top. Window of Hope next. Any Key over the last. He's going to win this race. Window of Hope's going to be second. Billy Meister and Any Key in hand at the wire. Window of Hope is next, followed by Faction. I think Idolmaker may have pulled up.
Best performance? Were you?
Yeah, except for his first fence, he went like he didn't ever jump a fence before. He got a couple of reprimands after the first, and then he was fine. He jumped better and better the whole way around.
And were you intending to go out in the front end?
Those guys, they were all on young green horses, so they gave me a lead. I said, okay.
And they're off. Looks like Yin Yang out to the early lead. Next is Twirl Do. See you at the event. They move on to the third fence. That's still Yin Yang showing the way. See at the event is down on the inside. Moon Sox on the outside, followed by Haddocks. They come into the view. That's Yin Yang on top. See you at the events was next, right alongside of Moon Sox, followed closely by Haddocks, Incomplete, Twirl Do. They turn and go out into the country. That's Yin Yang, Moon Sox. See you at the event. Haddocks, Thermostat, Incomplete, and Twirl Do. They approach the next fence. Yin Yang and see you at the event are heads apart on the front end. Moon Sox and Haddocks right behind them. Incomplete, Thermostat, and Twirl Do. They make the far turn. See you at the event now. In front, down on the inside. Yin Yang moves right back to take that lead. 1 length back to Haddix. A half a length behind him is Moon Socks. That's still Yin Yang, but his lead is only a neck. See you at the event, jumping right alongside of him. See you at the event, gets the better there. Now 1 length back to Yin Yang. Another 2 to Incomplete. Haddix right behind them, and Moon Socks. They make that far turn. That's See you at the event by about a half over Yin Yang. Yin Yang now goes back to the lead. Down on his inside to See you at the event. On the outside, Haddix. Incomplete's right there. Moon Socks, Thermostat, and Twirl Do. 6 lengths front to back. Yin Yang is in front. Right on his outside, though, is See you at the event. Those two were about 3 lengths ahead of Incomplete and Haddix. Back into view, Yin Yang once again with the lead, but there comes See you at the event right back on him and on his inside. On the outside there in third is Haddix. Right alongside of him is Incomplete. Thermostat is next, followed by Moon Socks and Twirl Do. They all jump like stags over that one. It's See you at the event on top. Yin Yang now on the inside, Haddix moving up a closer third. What a horse race we're going to have. They've got 5 fences to go. Yin Yang was in front as they went out of sight. They're definitely moving along in this race. See you at the event in Yin Yang with 5 to go. At this fence, See you at the event on the inside. Yin Yang on the outside. Incomplete now moves up as well as Haddix. 4 fences to go. Back into view, that's still See you at the event showing the way. Yin Yang right on his outside, Incomplete not far off those 2. Haddix is right there. They come to the third to last fence. Yin Yang and See you at the event. Incomplete still biding his time in third. Haddix right there. 2 fences to go. Now Incomplete starting to move on Yin Yang, and those 2 are pouring it on in the front end. Incomplete, Yin Yang, and Thermostat as they come to the last. They've got 1 to go. It's Incomplete on front. He's forcing Yin Yang down to the lower side of the track. Yin Yang and Thermostat there together. It's Incomplete. Incomplete. In control at the wire. Incomplete. Yin Yang. Thermostat. Incomplete.
Grand race, went very well now. I just lobbed around the inside and picked it up, going to the second last. You've done it easy enough.
So, I mean, what did you do for training this horse, or were not involved with it?
And does all the training with the horse, not me.
You didn't ride it before the today?
I rode him out at home once or twice. I'm only over 2 weeks, but I'm done all the hard work.